The Sustainable Development Goals are a set of 17 global goals set by the United Nations to address various social, economic, and environmental challenges by 2030. Since 2015, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia has adopted Vision 2030 as a slogan for achieving sustainable development, and this vision reflects the kingdom's commitment to achieving comprehensive transformation in various economic and social sectors, with the aim of diversifying the economy, enhancing environmental and social sustainability, and reducing dependence on oil. In this context, the vision addressed 5 goals within the framework of sustainable development, which are quality education, gender equality, life underwater, life on land, and establishing partnerships. To achieve the goals, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia's efforts to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals include several aspects. The Kingdom has developed 2 tracks to implement the 2030 Sustainable Development Goals Plan approved by the United Nations to be consistent with Vision 2030. The first track is to establish precise governance to follow up on the implementation of the plan, and the Ministry of Economy and Planning has been assigned the responsibility of managing this file, following it up, and coordinating with all government agencies. The second path that has been worked on is developing national development plans for Vision 2030 and integrating them into global plans, sustainable development goals. The economic dimension is considered the first pillar of the 3 pillars of sustainable development, and the Kingdom witnessed the approval of the largest public budget in its history for the year 2019, amounting to 106 trillion riyals, equivalent to approximately $295 billion. As a result of these efforts, the International Monetary Fund raised its estimates of economic growth in the Kingdom by about 0.3 and 0.5 percentage points, and the World Bank classified the Kingdom as the largest country that has undertaken a number of trade reforms among countries in the Middle East and North Africa region. The Kingdom's achievements in terms of social integration came in 2019, when a number of decisions were issued that included allowing women who have reached the age of 21 to travel abroad and obtain a passport, without the need for the approval of their guardian, and more. Decisions also prohibit discrimination in employment between women and men. The environmental measures and plans in Vision 2030 aimed to achieve shared and ambitious benefits in the field of mitigating the effects of climate change, which is to avoid gas emissions amounting to 130 million tons of carbon dioxide equivalent annually by 2030. In addition, the Kingdom has invested heavily in environmental projects, including advanced systems for dealing with waste, integrated recycling projects, efforts to combat desertification, and others. What is affordable and clean energy? It is an environmental SDGs goal. Our everyday life depends on reliable and affordable energy. And yet the consumption of energy is the dominant contributor to climate change, accounting for around 60% of total global greenhouse gas emissions. So what is affordable and clean energy? It is ensuring access to clean and affordable energy, which is key to the development of agriculture, business, communications, education, healthcare, and transportation. Ensuring universal access to affordable electricity by 2030 means investing in clean energy sources such as solar, wind, and thermal. Expanding infrastructure and upgrading technology to provide clean energy in all developing countries is a crucial goal that can both encourage growth and help the environment. Why did we choose it? Because a well-established energy system supports all sectors, from businesses, medicine and education, to agriculture, infrastructure, communications, and high technology. In the world, there are 8 billion people, but there are 675 million people without access to electricity, which means that 1 out of 5 people can't access to the electricity. The renewable resources power represents 30% of electricity in the world. 2.1 billion people still use fuels and inefficient cooking systems in the world. 100% of the population of Saudi Arabia has access to the electricity. 2030 vision aims to increase renewable energy sources to 50%. Our goal is to aspire and strive to provide clean energy at reasonable prices to achieve the 7th goal of sustainable development. Even though Saudi Arabia is one of the biggest oil producers in the world and has advanced significantly in the energy industry, there are still obstacles in its way that could prevent it from achieving its objectives, such as heavy reliance on fossil fuels. Saudi Arabia's economy heavily relies on oil production and export, leading to economic prosperity, but also high carbon emissions and a lack of energy sector diversification, hindering the transition to sustainable and renewable energy sources, water scarcity, and energy-intensive desalination. Saudi Arabia faces water scarcity and relies heavily on desalination plants to meet its water needs. This energy-intensive process, primarily powered by fossil fuels, adds strain to the energy sector and contributes to carbon emissions. High energy consumption rates. Saudi Arabia's high per capita energy consumption rates, driven by rapid population growth, urbanization, and industrial development, pose a challenge in meeting the nation's energy needs while ensuring sustainability and efficient resource utilization. In the pursuit of a sustainable future, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is making significant strides in achieving energy sustainability. Through pioneering initiatives that combine clean energy with reasonable prices, we are striving to strike a balance between economic growth and environmental protection. These initiatives are generously supported with substantial resources and funding, ensuring that clean projects thrive and contribute to providing affordable electricity to our citizens. Among these initiatives, the National Renewable Energy Program stands tall, encompassing projects like the King Salman Renewable Energy Initiative, our commitment to climate change agreements, and the establishment of the Saudi Center for Energy Efficiency. Additionally, efforts are underway to enhance energy efficiency in key industries such as iron, cement, and petrochemicals, both for existing facilities and new factories. In the transport sector, standard specifications for energy efficiency in tires are being set, and the fuel economy card is being applied to light vehicles. Moreover, fuel economy standards for light vehicles are being adopted, driving us toward a more sustainable future on our roads. Our commitment extends to the building sector as well. We are implementing the Energy Consumption Density Certification Project for existing and new buildings. Government buildings are being rehabilitated, and the private sector is being encouraged to invest in energy efficiency services. Furthermore, we are diligently working on developing and updating energy efficiency specifications and standards for air conditioning devices. Together, these initiatives represent our unwavering dedication to a cleaner, greener future for our nation. By embracing these measures, we are not only ensuring a sustainable environment, but also paving the way for a prosperous and eco-conscious tomorrow. To achieve the goal of affordable and clean energy in Saudi Arabia, here are some suggestions. 1. Diversify the energy mix. Saudi Arabia should focus on diversifying its energy mix by reducing its reliance on fossil fuels and increasing the share of renewable energy sources such as solar and wind power. This can be done through the implementation of supportive policies, incentives, and investment in renewable energy infrastructure. 2. Energy storage solutions. Invest in energy storage technologies to address intermittency issues associated with renewable energy sources. There is an experience of the Emirati company Masdar, a state-owned renewable energy development company, investing £1 billion, $1.2 billion, in energy storage technology in Britain. It is important to note that implementing these suggestions will require a comprehensive and coordinated effort involving government agencies, private sector participation, and public support. Continuous evaluation and adaptation of strategies based on technological advancements and changing market conditions will also be crucial in achieving the goal of affordable and clean energy in Saudi Arabia. Achieving the goal of affordable and clean energy in Saudi Arabia by 2030 is challenging but not impossible. Saudi Arabia has made significant efforts in recent years to diversify its energy mix and promote renewable energy. In fact, the country has set ambitious targets under its Vision 2030 plan, which includes increasing the share of renewable energy in electricity generation to 50% by 2030. To meet this target, Saudi Arabia has been actively investing in large-scale renewable energy projects, such as the development of solar and wind farms. The country has also launched initiatives to attract foreign investments in the renewable energy sector. However, the transition to clean energy involves various challenges, including technological advancements, infrastructure development, policy and regulatory frameworks, and financial considerations. With concerted efforts and effective implementation of strategies, there is a possibility of significant progress towards achieving the goal of affordable and clean energy in Saudi Arabia by 2030. However, it will require sustained focus and commitment from all stakeholders involved. Here is the compilation of the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic on various aspects, particularly concerning the environment, economy, and society in Saudi Arabia, and how these impacts might relate to the clean energy sector. 1. Environmental effects. Reduction in carbon emissions occurred due to decreased economic activities during lockdowns, leading to improved air quality in certain regions. 2. Economic impact on clean energy projects. While renewable energy experienced substantial growth in 2021, some clean energy projects faced delays in execution due to logistical and economic challenges caused by the pandemic. For instance, there were agreements to postpone the construction of an electrical link between Egypt and Saudi Arabia for exchanging 3,000 megawatts until the COVID crisis subsided. 3. Social impacts. The pandemic significantly affected Saudi society, leading to increased awareness of environmental issues and the importance of sustainability. This heightened consciousness might bolster support for investments in clean energy. These points reflect the diversified effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, encompassing environmental, economic, and social aspects and their potential links to the clean energy sector in Saudi Arabia. Thank you for watching.